Okay, here we go again. Terror Tuesday. So back for Terror Tuesday this week. Now, at the end of Terror Tuesday last week, I did drop a little hint on wondering if any of you actually worked out what the film was. So it's 50 again this year. The third part of the instalment had Sam Neill starring in it. So what it is this. It's The Omen. So The Omen back in 1976. Now, this was directed by Richard Donner. Now, Richard Donner at the time then went on to film and direct Superman, among other things, the Lethal Weapon series, if any of you remember that. So, yeah, as a horror film, absolutely brilliant. I'm going to make a controversial statement. 70s horror films, I think we were sort of like almost at the peak of like the horror films of the 70s. Had The Omen, you had The Exorcist, you had Invasion of the Body Snatchers, a remake of that, with Donald Sutherland and Leonard Nimoy. It's just, I don't know, something about 70s horror films that were really tense. Don't know if it was anything to do with like the political situation at the time, you know, the whole Richard Nixon thing, just coming out of the Vietnam War. But 70s horror films were just great. And especially 70s horror films where you had a child as like the main protagonist, if you like, in the films. Just something about kids in horror films just makes it, I don't know, extra creepy, if you like. So, The Exorcist, if you don't know, was starring Gregory Peck and Lee Remick as his wife. He plays a US ambassador to England. His wife is pregnant. They lose the baby, but he doesn't want to tell his wife that they've lost the baby, so they adopt another baby that's there at the time that's, their mother died in childbirth. So he and the nurses at the hospital swap basically this baby for his own, so his wife never knows. But as it turns out, he's the Antichrist. So not the best swap in the world, but hey, there we go. So as the film progresses, it's basically Damien becoming used to being the Antichrist, and the dark forces of the world know who he is, so they send people out to protect him. So he has a nanny during the film, and she's got this massive, dog, which is, you know, part of it to, help protect Damien. And it's just, like I say, it's just creepy, really creepy all the way through, really well done. Patrick Troughton's in it, who was, the third Doctor Who? Or second Doctor Who, tell a lie. Patrick Troughton plays the priest in the film. And he's trying to warn Gregory Peck about who Damien really is. He presents him with these special set of knives that to kill the Antichrist, you have to stab him in a certain way. And also David Warner's in it. David Warner is playing a journalist, and during the course of the film there's pictures of people that die during the film that David Warner manages to take, and there's the way that they die is seen in the pictures, like there's a line that appears in the pictures, like sort of through people, across people, and that's how they end up dying. So yeah, so you can imagine how these particular people die. I'm not going to tell you who, obviously, you haven't seen the film, it spoils it. But just really, really well done. It's just such a good film. And then the end of the film is you think Damien is going to get killed. As it turns out, it's by someone very close to him, but he fails to kill Damien. He gets gunned down by the police. So Damien then becomes, well, watch the film and you'll find out. If you can find it somewhere, and you probably will this year, I'm sure someone will put it on somewhere, because like I say, it's 50 this year, just like Carrie is 50 this year. Really strong horror film, 8 out of 10. All day long, 8 out of 10. It is just so well done. Find it somewhere, give it a watch, and then come back to me and let me know what it was for you, if you found it that as good as I do. So that's it for this one. Terror Tuesday Part 2 later. We're doing the same things we did last week. So this is an older one. Then the next one is going to be a newer one. And it's probably one that probably not many of you have seen or even heard of. So I'll drop that one soon and let me know what you think. As usual, repost, likes, thumbs up. Give me some comments. I'll speak to you soon.